What's up guys? It's me, Meep Stuff, the best YouTuber in the world. Today I'm ranking all the legendary character variants in Garden Warfare 2. I will also be including the special variants because why not? That is a total of 8 plants and 7 zombies, for 15 total. There's a lot to talk about, so let's just get into it. There are 121 playable characters in Garden Warfare 2, some better than others, but each one still has a place as a unique character that gives you a reason to play them. All except these two. They are literally just worse versions of the regular variant. But at least with one of them they are a sniper, so you will actually be able to reach his mode more than once if you're lucky. On the other hand, however, Party Rose is the single worst character in Garden Warfare 2 and quite possibly the worst video game character I have ever played. Most Roses have pretty laughable DPS, but Party Rose is literally just a weaker version of the regular, already bad base Rose. She has less ammo, and deals less damage. What the fuck is the point of this character? Wait. Once you get enough kills, you get party time. Surely she... God damn it. No. You deal 1 more damage than Rose normally does, and don't get any more ammo, either. So even if you do get to her legendary mode, which is already insanely hard to begin with, you barely get any reward. This character is so terrible that even the wiki is dissing her, which is genuinely crazy. Obvious F-tier character. Genuinely awful. But I can't help but love her.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so...
Yeah, that's... Ability-dependent variants are usually pretty bad. But what happens when a legendary variant is dependent on abilities? Answer: you get Disco Chomper. He's solid by Chomper standards, but that's like saying getting stabbed is not bad by horrific violence standards. He deals extra damage than regular Chomper, but also bites slower, meaning his DPS is only a tiny bit higher than base Chomper, so not much of a meaningful difference. However, his biggest fault is the fact that Disco Chomper suffers a lot because his legendary meter requires you to eat zombies to fill it. Trying to swallow 4 zombies in a row can be an absolute pain, and if you ever get caught swallowing a zombie, you can kiss the meter goodbye. If he was more like Toxic Brains, where getting hits fills the meter, this character could have been pretty good, maybe even great. He doesn't do that though, so he's dog shit. Not as bad as Party Rose, but still a D tier.
Look at that fluffy unicorn!
The next 2 characters are both pretty similar, and I don't have gameplay for one, so I'm gonna talk about these 2 together. Which one is better between the 2? I seem to be in the minority in thinking this, but I think that Unicorn Chomper is better. Joking, Twilight Chomper is better. These 2 and base Chomper are pretty much the same in DPS, with Unicorn Chomper being literally the exact same. Twilight is a slower bite, but more damage, kinda like Disco Chomper. These 2's special gimmick is their special warp abilities. However, Twilight Chomper only has 1 big warp, while Unicorn has 2 smaller ones. I think Unicorn Chomper has the better warp, but Twilight's mobility is so much better. Twilight Chomper is crazy fast, so most zombies can't outrun you. However, both still have the range problem that Chompers have, meaning anyone from a decent distance of above you can pick on you without repercussions, unless you're with a teammate. All in all, these 2 are just decent. The best Chompers by far, but just decent.
Ho, happy birthday, yo ho, happy birthday, yo ho, happy birthday to you.
Like in every game, there are some underrated characters. You've got Camo Ranger, Breakfast Brains, Pylon Imp, etc. But I personally believe that the pirates as a whole are underrated, and Captain Party Man is no exception. He's the worst pirate, but I still think people tend to discard him simply because he is a worse version of base pirate. He and Party Rose are the only two characters like this. But unlike Party Rose, who is completely fucking worthless, Party Man can actually do something. Due to being a long-ranged character, he can usually get his legendary mode pretty often. The problem is that he has less ammo, and less damage. But he does somewhat make up for it with his meter, as he does more damage than base with it. He's still just a worst version of the stock pirate, so he doesn't get a very high spot on the list. All in all, he's average, but probably the weakest pirate.
Fortnite balls, I'm gay, I like boys.
I believe this next character deserves a bit of a round of applause. After all, he is the first character I would consider good on this list. This character is Party Citron. As a party character, he is pretty much just the stock Citron with better DPS and a meter. Not much else to say on him, other than the fact he's the first good character. Once again, round of applause pal. You're going in A tier.
It's party time!
The next character is also a part variant. It's Party Imp. I have almost nothing to say about this guy other than the fact that he is imp but better, but this gameplay was good as fuck, so I'm gonna drag this for as long as I can. I have two fun facts for you. Did you know that Party Imp's legendary mode can activate while he's in the mesh? All you need is to get 4 kills without it, call it, and get a kill in it. You do insane extra damage. But when the time comes to eject the mesh, you can actually keep low gravity effect you get on the outside parts of Moon Base Z and Lunar Landing, as long as you summoned the mesh outside, and ejected it inside. Cool beans. Anyway, cool character, a tier.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
From here on out, every character is incredible and above. I said Captain Party Man was pretty mid, but there is a pirate that makes it here. And that pirate is my beloved Scallywag Imp. Scallywag is easily the most underrated legendary character, and people need to stop sleeping on him. His DPS is vastly superior to stock, and can actually match Party Imp's legendary mode DPS, even though he doesn't get a damage boost when his meter is full. Speaking of his meter, he can get it faster than most characters, and it makes him take quite a bit less damage, and he moves faster. I think his meter works for the Imp's playstyle well, and allows you to get the meter often. His insane damage also allows him to melt weaker characters. So when those stupid ass Sunflower or Rose mains that target Imps because they suck come around, just my through them like the pathetic little fucking losers that they are. You don't understand how much I truly hate these fucking people. Great and super underrated character, incredible tier for you.
I've got balls of steel.
This next character seems to have players quite divided. Some say he's the best, others say he hits like an absolute joke. But I personally believe that Iron Citron is quite a strong choice when you get his upgrades. The big problem with him is that, similar to my beloved Tank Commander, he needs his upgrades to be good. Even with the upgrades, I'd actually say he's worse than Tank Commander. Normally, because once you get his legendary mode, he becomes one of, if not the best character in the game. His damage is ludicrous, and shreds literally all zombies, due to the fact that you get extra ammo during it. The problem is that outside of his meter, you kinda have to rely on bullying lower health characters like Imps or Scientists to build up the meter. Deciding this guy's spot on the list was quite tough, but eventually I decided this was a good spot for him. Overall, alright, normally, insane when you reach his legendary mode.
It's party time!
This next character is another party variant. And that is Party Corn. He's a party variant, so he's just a better version of the base Corn. Except for how fucking terrifying this guy is with his meter. He will melt you in a heartbeat if you don't know what you're doing. Be warned, he's a scary character, but if you know what you're doing, he's manageable. Still fantastic, though.
Oh my god, it's corn.
These next 5 characters are the 5 I would consider to be godlike characters. These characters absolutely shred most enemies, and are simply incredible. Kicking off these 5 is the last plant on the list. Commando Corn. At first, he just seems like a corn ever. He actually has worse DPS than stock corn, so how is Commando Corn better than Party Corn? A number of reasons. His splash is really good, to the point where I would sometimes miss a shot and still deal the same damage for a direct hit. He deals more damage than all the corns, so you can take out people on low health pretty easy. His crown jewel though, is his full commando mode. He gets 30 whole extra bullets, which pretty much means you will never have to reload during a fight. His DPS is lower than Party Corn. Sure, but his sustainable DPS is actually superior, meaning Commando Corn will usually be doing more damage, and be able to outgun any zombie with ease, due to the ammo and the splash. I am proudly placing Commando Corn in triple S tier, the best of the best. People like to talk about DPS quite a lot, and some people even point to it as the way of determining the value of a character. That's stupid, obviously, but when talking about DPS, one character reigns supreme overall. Z7 Imp. He has a genuinely fucking insane DPS, and great mobility as an imp. People tend to underestimate you, and when they do, you can easily hard punish them, melting their HP in the blink of an eye. His problem is that you need to be able to hit the trigger fast to reach his insane DPS. If you can't hit the trigger fast, you can't use him to his full potential. Even then, he does quite a lot of damage. So how is Mr. DPS only number 4? Well, I said it earlier, DPS isn't everything. Triple S tier, though. We talked about DPS. But what about sheer damage? In this regard, Computer Scientist is king. He does 50 damage a shot with a solid fire rate, making him a huge menace to problematic characters like pea shooters. He fast, so you can close into your damage pretty easily. Once you get crunch mode, you become pretty much godlike, moving faster than any other character. He can also see plants really easily during it, as they glow green. The only downside is that you might not be able to see potato mines in the ground. Other than that, you will tear through anyone, and no one will be able to escape. One would say he's insanely good, others would say this is just what scientists do. Triple S tier. Also, is it just me, or does Computer Scientist kinda look like a twink? Be honest. This looks like the kinda guy who would enjoy some good backshots, am I right? Here we are, the final 2. These 2 are serious contenders for the best characters in the entire game, each with insane legendary modes that are quite easy to get into. These 2 characters are Party Brains, and Toxic Brains. Deciding which one of these 2 deserves the top spot was pretty tough, but eventually I came to the conclusion that Party Brains is the second best legendary character in Garden Warfare 2. He's another party variant, so he's stock but better. His DPS is good, but his time to kill is insane, wiping any plant quickly except for high healths. Also, don't sleep on the beam attacks. They're great for mid-range. Also, his theme is a fucking bop. All in all, fantastic character, triple S tier for you. Be honest, you knew this was coming. You knew he was going to be number 1. He's always number 1. The best super brains. The best toxic variant. The best legendary character. The best zombie. And the best character in Garden Warfare 2. No character matches the sheer brainless destruction of this singular character, and no characters can win in his wake. This is the only character that I can never beat in any regard, because even if you somehow do, you still end up the loser in the end. Normally, he's nothing special. However, his meter is so easy to fill that it literally does not matter because you will just have his meter always. You are insanely fast, so nothing will escape you. The only character I can find that can out DPS Toxic Braves is Agent P, and only with the best upgrades, and all critical hits. Even then, Toxic Braves can take out several plants at once, since almost all of them die to his 3 hits of doom. If there really is a god, he probably wouldn't even be able to beat this fucker while he's in overload. Triple S tier, and the best character in the entire game. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first attempt to make a video like this, so please give me some feedback. I think I did pretty good, though. Follow my Xbox account, I'm a really cool guy. I'll have another video about Hobbygoat and Torchwood next time. Here's the complete tier list. Thanks for watching this video, goodbye.